Hey, hello everyone. If you've been thinking or are thinking about speech devices, apps, or medications for stuttering, stay tuned. I want to talk about it. And sorry, I'm going live because I've been busy and I still am busy inside the Free from Stutter program. It takes a lot of time. So going live is a great option because when you go with a video, it takes a really lot of time editing and thinking too much about it. So and also it's an exercise to structure my thoughts in a way that I can go live. So let's talk about devices, apps, and medications. Why I combine them together? Because actually, if you think about it, it's all about the same idea that someone can treat, can cure our speaking so that we're not responsible for it. Some doctor, somebody, some device, some app, some medication will take care of our speaking. And I have another video about stuttering treatment mindset, which is really tricky because once you have this approach, this thinking that someone, medication or device or app, will solve your problem, will change your speaking, well, it's not leading anywhere. And let's talk about medications first. So, the general idea of medications, there are many of them in different countries, they are different, but the general idea to relax our body because stuttering is an automated tension. We feel that tension in our body and it translates into our speech impediments. So the medications, they want us to relax. And to some extent, like alcohol also relaxes at a certain point when you just start, just like drink a little. Does it change the speaking pattern? Of course not. So it's not the way to change the speaking pattern. Does it help with speaking? Actually, I haven't taken any medications. I hear some people say good words. Some people say that they don't feel anything. I wonder, have you tried any medications? If you have, please leave a comment. Tell me what have you tried and how did you feel. But again, the general idea, we should not expect that medications can change the way we speak. Because you see, when we speak, we don't want to be too loose and relaxed. We do need energy. And I have another video, I'll give a link to it, about the different layers of the speaking pattern. So being able to relax is only one of the layers of our speaking pattern, is one of the abilities that we want to have, but we also want to put power to our speaking. We also want to engage, to be active, to have the eye contact, to really engage our body. So there are different layers, and overall, we want to balance between being too active and too relaxed. So we want to have that balance overall. So just relaxing, just like suppressing our body is not probably a sustainable way to go around it. So again, if you've tried anything, please leave a comment about the medications. About the devices and apps, well, the most well-known probably brand is the Speech Easy devices, but there are many apps, including free apps, delayed auditory feedback apps. And the idea of the Speech Easy device and the similar devices and the apps is very Simple. Speech Easy, I'm taking a look at their website, alters sounds that go through the device so that you hear your voice at a slight time delay and at a different pitch. So the idea, and it creates what they call a choral effect. So, but the idea, I want to really think about it. So our sound, each sound, like has a certain space. And what happens with our speaking, we have uh, our sound is not filling the whole space, so we have a certain empty space. In other words, we go a bit faster than we should go. So we kind of, with the devices, how they work and delayed auditory feedback, you hear yourself with a bit of delay, um, so that it gives you a certain guidance and the framework, the structure, to go at a more regular pace. It's not about only the pace. Again, it's about filling that space for the each sound with substance. So we have just empty spaces left, and when they accumulate those empty spaces, it creates a block, a speech impediment, speech like different prolongation. So the speech impediment we have. So that's how the devices with delayed auditory feedback work. The question is, again, do they change, and can they change our speaking pattern? Well, the Speech Easy device, these apps, they actually don't even try to say that they will change your speaking pattern. What they're saying, they will help you while you're using the device or app, which means your speaking pattern stays the same. So that's basically it about the medications and speech devices and apps. Again, they might help us once we're using them, especially the devices and apps, but they don't change the speaking pattern. And I also want to mention the hand stuttering technique that I'm preaching about, because it actually does pretty much the same thing. So all we want to do, we want to fill that space that we have for a particular sound in our speaking with substance, especially the stressed syllables, which are serving as which serve as the foundation for our speaking. Because if you notice, we go from the stress syllable to the stress syllable, and this way we gain the support, gain ground, and upload some confidence to our body and mind. They feel you're in control over your speaking. So with the hand, actually, we go from one stress syllable to another stress syllable. And also, what hand does, it actually makes sure it gives us the same structure framework that we fill in that sound with substance. So that's basically pretty much the same effect that the devices and delayed auditory feedback apps provide, the same effect. But the difference is, here you are in control. You are using this natural tool, if you wish, and you upload it to your muscle and emotional memory, that you are keeping the steering wheel, again, of that car, of that you are the captain, you are leading this thing, you feel that you're in control of your speaking. That's the idea of the hand stuttering technique. Yeah, we have, I think, a question. Give me a sec. Take a look. when speak with my relatives, I have no problem, but when I speak in public, I stutter. What the way to overcome it? Yeah, that's a great comment. Thank you so much. The general feedback to your question is that that's the way stuttering works. And again, speaking is interaction with the speaking environment. And I have actually the previous video about the lack of control. So our speaking pattern, and in this video we're talking about the structure of our the actual sounds that we have, right? We have certain emptiness in our sounds, so they accumulate and create those speech impediments. So we want to fill those with substance, right? So our body and mind, they know totally that there is insecurity in our speaking. So in certain settings, when we're pretty relaxed, calm, everything is fine, we go fluently, or it may seem fluently, because when you start recording yourself, you notice that even in those situations when you think, wow, I did it fluently, everything was great, you still feel that there were insecurities, there were repetitions. I feel it with myself all the time, right? Once I will rewatch this video, I will also hear some repetitions in my speaking. That's absolutely okay. About me, that's a separate topic. I feel they're fine. Like regular people also have repetitions, prolongations, glitches, whatever. So our speaking pattern is insecure, and we know that is insecure. So that's the one thing. And when we enter certain settings which are stressful, where we have anxiety, we start anticipating, and it brings that overall state, which is the stuttering state, actually, where we have the speech impediments. Because there are two big elements to stuttering. One is lack of control, our speaking pattern. Again, the very structural thing, the very structure is insecure. We don't have enough in our the spaces we have for the sound. We don't put enough. That's the physical kind of part, insecurity. The second big piece is how we feel about it. And the central, of course, thing is the stuttering shame. We feel bad about it. We want to hide it. We want to pretend we're cool, smart, normal, call it whatever, different settings. With friends, you want to be cool. When you go casual speaking, you want to be normal, regular. At work, you want to be smart, you want to be perfect. So we want to be somebody else, right? We don't want to open up and show and reveal that we stutter. And that creates a huge anxiety and tension and anticipation and fear and avoidance. So it creates we start feeling that fear and anxiety starts to dictate, starts to navigate us through life, which is a bad thing. That's what we want to change, actually. So the physical part, of course, is important because it gives, again, the foundation for that anxiety, for that stuttering iceberg. But that's anxiety, that fear, that avoidance is actually something that we want to change, is something that we want to change to being open about your speaking, improvement efforts, active and positive about that. Without this, actually, all our techniques, exercises, and our efforts to improve the physical side, they don't give effect, because we want our, again, whatever you're using. I'm preaching about the hand stuttering technique, but you can't use the hand stuttering technique and the training speech without this open, active, and positive attitude and approach, without being open about your improvement efforts. So sorry for answering in that long way, but that's basically the answer why we feel fine with our relatives in certain settings, because of these two things. Our speaking patterns is insecure, but we don't feel that much of the anxiety, that much of the fear, avoidance, escaping everything. So we don't get into that stuttering iceberg, stuttering state. So how to cure stuttering within a month? That's the great question. So my answer is, well, that's a big question. What is to cure stuttering? Of course, what in your definition to cure stuttering within a month? Some people promise like 3-4 days and we'll fix something in your speaking and everything will be fine. My approach is that we're inside the Free from Stutter program. Actually, we're learning just the hand stuttering technique for like 1 more intensive, 2 intensive months, and then it's all about using the training speech. But cure stuttering for me is the real change in how you feel about your speaking. And how you feel about your speaking, you can tell everything to yourself, but in reality you feel somehow like the true feeling about your speaking, which translates into anxiety and everything. So it takes really time. So to bring change to that feeling and what I call to restore the inner structure of our speaking, or to change the speaking pattern, it takes time of actually applying the training speech so that you upload proof to your body and mind, so that you upload confidence. Just the opposite. Right now we're uploading confidence that I will stutter at some point. You go somewhere, you stutter. Yes, I will stutter. Yeah, I did. So now we want to upload different confidence that I can come back to my confident, powerful, relaxing speaking. And even if I get stuck, if I have speech impediments, no problem. I can come back to my confident speaking. So it takes a bit of time practice actually speaking. We cannot cure stuttering sitting at home speaking to, like, reading out loud. Actually speaking to the camera like this, like I'm doing here live, talking to you, is a step between real life, because real life is still more stressful because you have a certain environment. Here I'm talking to you guys, but I still control the content. At the end of the day, I can delete this live video and everything. So it's something that I do recommend to do. Recording yourself talking to the camera, it's different than talking to the mirror or just reading out loud. It's step closer to real life. If you can, I do suggest joining Free from Stutter Facebook group. Actually, we go live there. We record videos there. It's a great place to practice. Actually, again, depending on how you feel about your speaking, how you feel, like, ideally, I suggest to have some tools like the training speech, like using the hand technique, that you can practice. But again, as we talked in this video, the second and maybe like huge element of stuttering iceberg is stuttering shame, what we want to hide, avoid, and everything. So once you start speaking, even stuttering in our Free from Stutter group, people improve. this way as well, because overcoming stuttering means overcoming this stuttering shame. As long as we have stuttering shame, there is no way to really overcome stuttering. So, sorry for taking guys too much time. I really would like to go short with like condensed ideas, not to go into rambling. One more question. Stuttering for 30 years, can I eliminate it? Actually, I believe that everyone can get free from stuttering. Again, cure, the previous question was about cure, now eliminating it. It's really, I am preaching about freedom from stuttering. When you start doing in your life what you want to do, when stuttering is not holding you back. Like you want to ask a question, you raise your hand and ask a question. When you go, like you want to approach somebody and you do it. So that's the feeling that we have about ourselves and our speaking. That's the most important thing. Even though you might still have speech impediments at some points, right? But we want to be able to come back to our confident, relaxing, powerful speaking. That's the ideal way to do it. That's why I'm preaching about having a training speech. That's what we learn inside the Free from Stutter program. The first thing is to learn the training speech where you feel that confidence that you can upload to your muscle and emotional memory. What's about some medicine? I already take, and you name some medicine, it decreases my anxiety. Yeah, exactly. That's my take on that as well. So you take the medicine, which the aim of which is to decrease anxiety. And again, it would be great to have your feedback. Actually, how do you feel about it? Does it decrease the anxiety? How does it feel? Thank you so much for watching and participating. Thank you so much. Again, sorry for not showing up for quite some time. We'll be coming back to you guys with new topics and new videos. So thank you and see you soon. And of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Head over, I'll give the link to my free improve program. You can go to freefromstutter.com and join Free From Stutter Facebook group. It's a great place. It's a private group, and it's a safe place to practice. Actually, there is a lot of we go live there. We have challenges there, so it's just a great place to interact and to learn. Actually, so thank you so much, and yeah, see you soon. See you in the next video.